I suspect an ulterior motive behind your beast form selection. Yes. Thank you, Maximals, for the protoform gift.
Welcome back to the Tydirium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with a new figure, a Robot Toys RT-02 Tyrant. This take on a bit of a stylized Beast Wars Megatron. And gotta say, it looks pretty good. So we're gonna get into looking at this. And I did get this at Shows. I'm gonna have a link down below where you can get yours. But let's take a look at this guy. They do some cool stuff with him, and he feels pretty good. He looks pretty good. And we'll talk about this and more coming up. Talk about the box, and there is the box. It's very simple, plain, kind of good looking art on it, but really a simple box. If you need a deformation video, there's the QR code to go to the deformation video or transformation video. All right, so here he is out of the packaging, and I've got to say that he does look really good, and I was surprised at the level of paint. Let's get that focused in there. The level of paint app that's on this guy. It looks really good. All over him. The chest, the different colors of purples, the face. So I'm impressed with that. And to say he's a little stylized, and in hand I feel like he's less stylized in the pictures. But I'm okay with that, because I kind of want my Beast Wars to be more like the Dinobots. Kind of the Dinobots. That's what I think of when I think of it. I just don't want them to really be flesh creatures on the outside. I'm okay with them looking more robotic, and that's kind of how it ends up looking. But they've got amazing amount of paint. Even this green's is kind of a nice color breakup. The silver's a color breakup right there. The silver right here, like it's supposed to be. Really good looking stuff on this guy. The toes, and then you get over here to the face, the hand face. It's going to turn into his face here in a bit. And yeah, that does look pretty good. It does have some fillers that you need to plug into here, and they were a little bit challenging to get in, but got them in. And from the back, he looks pretty good from the back, except for the fact that he's got kind of this weird backpack, part of the transformation. And I guess it's okay. It's a nice trade-off. It works. It works fine and looks good. So yeah, I like this thing overall. I like the look of it. I like the aesthetic, and I think it has die-cast. Like, I'm kind of feeling around. I think die-cast somewhere in here. It just feels like it's got heft to it, versus all these other Legends figures just don't feel like they have this level of heft. I know it's got die-cast throughout it. All right, let's take a look at these accessories, and to do that, we want to take this tail off. So we're going to just slide it down like that, and as you can see, you slide up on the tail, and it disconnects from the arm, like that. So there's a little tail connector notch in it. And now he looks like he's got a ridiculously puny little arm there, though. That is one puny little arm. That's crazy. Now the hands, he does have a couple of hand options. All right, so the hand that he has on him is what you would use to hold all these things. Here's his gun. So the one that came with it is the one that holds this gun. It's a pretty cool looking gun too. It's got some silver barrel, kind of black, sort of a scope kind of thing on it. That's okay, it's cool. And it's purple. That's kind of cool. Gives it a nice look without kind of breaking up sculpts or mess with anything. And not having to have too many hands. At first I was thinking that was something to do with this hand. But anyway, yeah, looks pretty good. That's a cool looking gun. Not sure I would display him with that gun or not. And then, not sure about the toothbrush, but there's the toothbrush so he can brush his teeth. There's a pretty cool picture on Show Z where he's sitting down brushing his teeth, but this is the thing he did in the cartoon, and it's the thing that you can do. You can reenact the toothbrushing sequences, and then he also has, with his other hands, if you want him to splay a hand, he can splay a hand, and you can talk to the hand like so. That's kind of cool. Would I have wanted one that opens up? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll probably just leave the fist on it. Tell you the truth. You got this pointing hand. And I'm sure, I think this hand does other things too, but pointing hand, you can point, but he's got something going on right here to hold something. And he comes with 2 more faces. I'm not sure I'm going to even get these to focus. They're just so tiny. So hard to see. And I'm just not really going to swap them out. They're just tiny little faces. They look very similar to what he's got going on. I'm okay with the one it comes with. And those look so easy. Actually, I kind of want more of a grinning face. So I guess we will try to swap it out. See how that happens. That doesn't look like it's going to be any fun. So I guess you just get your finger, lift at the head like this, get your finger underneath there, pop it out, pop it in. It's not really a whole face. It's just more like the teeth, the mouth changes. And that's perfect. I'll leave that one in. But I'm not much for changing faces on these figures and stuff. And I'm going to get rid of the pointer and go back to a fist. And there we go. Some decent accessories for what it's worth. Now for some articulation, I'm going to leave the tail off for articulation just to make it a little easier. Now you can do the butterfly. He's got a nice little butterfly in here so that you can brush his teeth. That's the thing. And there's the blast effect. I guess I didn't talk about that so much. So arm goes up to here. 360. It feels nice and tight. Even though it's pinned, it could get less tight over time. We do have a biceps. Do we have the bicep swivel in here? We've got the swivel like that, but I'm not feeling a bicep swivel. So you have a swivel at the elbow right there instead of at the bicep. And then, of course, we went through the hand issues. Not really issues, the options, hand options. Okay, waist swivel and a nice built-in ab crunch. That all works. And then we go out to here. You can move this down, get more range, however much range you want by getting that out of the way. So that's the thing that you can do. Forward. Now, it does feel a little bit loose right here, and the waist feels kind of loose. Once you get it in a pose, it'll hold, though. It's fine. And then you kind of got a ball joint and a universal kind of joint right here, doing a whole lot of stuff going on. Just a 90 at the knee. And then your ankle is ball jointed and a swivel. At the same time, a swivel and a ball joint. So you got a lot, and it does feel tight. And so once you get him in a pose, he'll hold it. All right, now for the comparison segment of this. Here he is next to the RT-01, their Optimus Primal, and it looks... I think that's a good scale, and it looks good. I actually like the look of this more than this one, and I still like the look of this one, so I think they're doing really good. I like the aesthetic. I was doubting I'd like the aesthetic at first. I thought it was a little bit too robot-y, but I'm actually liking the robot-y look a lot more. Even more with this one. Of course, I am a sucker for purple. Just bringing a good old regular Optimus Prime here, and you can see he's a little bit bigger than the Magic Optimus Prime. That works for me. I think this is Toy World's Transmetal Megatron. I'm not 100% sure. No guarantees on that. I don't remember. It's just been years since I bought it, and I really didn't buy much else Beast Wars-y in this Legends scale. But yeah, they scale together pretty well. They look pretty good together. And I guess they have this about the same size arm. No, the Toy World, or whichever one this is, has a bit thicker of an arm, but I'm sure they kept it small and scrawny for the transformation. But there it goes. Since I don't have a whole lot to compare it to for Beast Wars, I think a lot of people are going to be building up a little Beast Wars collection for this price point. This is a $35 figure, and it's pretty well made, and it looks pretty good. So I really think that people that were on the fence for doing Legends Beast Wars are going to be diving in with these figures. Now for the transformation, we're going to reconnect this arm. I've kind of left it off for a lot of this, but let's reconnect this arm tail and get it in there. And you can open it up if that was a thing that you wanted to do, is to open up this arm tail piece. That's something, but we are going to get this ready to transform. Let's get this up into a good position for a transformation. Move this up, rotate the waist. Now let's bring these down a bit to about here so it clears. And then we are going to spread this open like so, and this is kind of an interesting transformation. Fold this forward, so what we should be seeing is something along these lines. Okay, so we actually need this shoulder up, and then this, yeah, like that. So what's going to happen is this piece here is going to fold over the top. That's what's going to happen there. Now we are going to fold this around. You can already see it coming together. And then we're going to put this head into here. And we're going to open up all of what's going on this on each side. And this is going to fold up and around into this and start tabbing in. Tab. Tab. And you got to keep the tail straight. Keep everything straight. And then get the leg in position. Like so. And it's starting to come together. This is going to come up and also tab in too. So moving around to the other side, do the same thing. And the tail keeps rotating on me. But we're going to open this up, fold this out, fold this up, and start doing all the tabbing. Tab this in to here. Get all that worked, and then get the leg in position, and then we're going to untab this, fold it up, and it's got some tabs. Tab into here, and then tab into here. And I'm going to straighten it up, clean it up. That's the gist of the transformation, but obviously it's going to take a little bit more of just lining things up and making these things move around too on the back here. But yeah, he's pretty much there. He's pretty close. I'm going to have to clean him up off camera just a bit, make him look a little bit better. All right, so here he is transformed up. I did a bit of just kind of fiddling with him off camera. Not a whole lot, not really much that I didn't already show you, just kind of moving things around. I really feel like I should be able to do more with these legs right here than I'm doing, but it's kind of cool. It looks good. It looks good. The transformation really isn't very complex. Lining up all the tabs, and I keep having this pop out. And I'm sure, like, oh, Mike, you didn't have this lined up exactly right or that lined up exactly right. But I think it looks pretty good. It really does. It's interesting how they do the transformation and how it's done. But you have side by side with this tail right here. And it does show there's some gappiness in here that shows Z for the pictures. The manufacturer pictures show some gappiness in it. And I want to point out that if you actually tab this into here, it's not going to work. So I push it past the tab and it lays flatter. So it's actually not tabbed in to lay flatter than protruding. I don't know if that tab's a misalignment tab or what. I don't know, but I don't really care. So it looks okay. It holds together fine. The face looks pretty good. I am glad that I put those little filler pieces in. So that's kind of cool. And you have to have them in right. And I rubbed some paint off of one of them, but it is what it is. But yeah, he looks pretty good overall. I mean, it's an interesting take on the character, an interesting take on how it's done. He has these tiny little arms here that just go up and down. I would think they would be ball jointed to come out. You can pull them out. Well, I bet you can pull them completely out, but you can get a little bit more distance with them if you want. Or you can push them all the way in. There's no articulation right there in the claws, head, down, up, and you can move it around like this, but it makes it come untabbed, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I don't think they did a bad job with it, and it really does look like the cartoon. And yeah, it's cool. It's interesting, and I'm happy with it. But I really do think I'd be robot mode more than the alt mode, but that's just me. All right, I don't really have any Beast Wars stuff to compare it to, so there we go. There's some cars. It looks like you're reenacting kind of a Godzilla movie, and I guess that'll work. I could see a dinosaur being that much bigger than my figures. That makes sense. I mean, does it make sense to you? Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. All right, so what do I think about this guy? I think he looks pretty good. I think that he is a decent looking figure overall. I think that they did great with both of these. And they're a little stylized. And since I'm not the biggest Beast Wars fan, but I loved the show, and I always kind of wished these looked more like Dinobots than like the show, then yeah, I'm okay with a stylized, more robotic look in the alt mode. I'm perfectly fine with that. And for the price, $35, Legends, diecast, paint, it looks good. I'm really happy with it. I'm actually really happy with this. And I hear there's more coming. I'll buy every one that they make. I'm happy with that. And if we could get a nice little Beast Wars collection going in the Legends scale, that'd be awesome. I'll keep up with it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Remember, I did get this show ZM. I have a link down below where you can get yours. And TH reviewer code. Like and subscribe. And Tydirium Hanger out.
Check sector 12.8 by 122.9.
The simple pleasures of code breaking. Yes. Pterosaur, would you pay our Maximal friend a visit? This Maximal isn't your lieutenant. No. He must be a spy. Yes. He can't be trusted.